Here we are in the Pueblo Mágico of Amealco de Bonfil. It is said to be home of the world-famous Lele doll. The Lele doll is part of the Otami legacy to the world. Originally, they were made of clay and filled with corn and palm hair. These days, they are made of cloth and filled with cloth and other materials that could even be considered ecological. It's important to note that authentic Lele dolls are made by hand. They're not churned out by some factory in China, so if your Lele doll says made in China, probably not legitimate. In case you're wondering where we're at, we are in the Lele Doll Museum in Amealco. It's really pretty fascinating. A lot of different iterations of Lele dolls. You kind of get an idea of how they've changed and progressed over the years. Some of them more basic, some of them more colorful like you see now. A lot of these are in white. I think they're circa 1970s or so. And some of the Lele dolls are actually more gothic in appearance, which I thought was interesting, since when you walk around in the markets, you're just kind of used to seeing the more colorful ones. But the museum was free, and it was really interesting to check out. This seems like it would be a Lele doll if Tim Burton designed them. Here we have some other Lele dolls that are actually knitted, which was fairly unusual. I don't know that I've seen them anywhere else except in Amealco. Here's a Lele doll that's covered in glass. And one of the interesting things is there's actually dinosaur tusks in this museum for some reason. Don't know that it fits, but it was actually pretty cool to look at. Here's Paulette posing next to a giant Lele doll right outside the museum. And no, she is not posing next to me on a bad day. No, Chucky is not a Lele doll either, but apparently he's a Lele doll chick magnet. The name Amealco is a Nahuatl word, and it means place of springs. It was founded by the Spanish in 1538 at an altitude of 2,600 meters or 8,500 feet above sea level. Amealco enjoys stable weather, a warm climate with an average temperature between 15 and 20 degrees Celsius. In the early 19th century, a group of French and Spanish entrepreneurs settled in the city and began the logging industry, which at its peak was one of the main wood suppliers to Mexico City, and the wood was also exported to France and the United States. The Otami people are the largest indigenous population in Amealco. They are about 20,000 in population and represent about 36% of the total population. They are well known for their colorful dress, their colorful artwork, and of course the aforementioned Lele dolls. The Otami feel for color is so evident when you're walking down the colorful streets, looking into the shops, beautifully arranged. I've got to admit, Amealco is a pretty cool little town. Known for its Leles, but there's lots of nice shops here. Some artisan stuff. I love the center walkway here, of course. Definitely worth a trip. If you're going to be in Queretaro, to make the trip out here and spend an afternoon. There's so much more than just Lele doll stuff here. It's amazing. Here's some more amazing outdoor shops in Amealco. A lot of color, as you can see. A lot of things, a million things in each one of these shops. We're walking by pretty quickly. But you could spend a lot of time just looking around in these places. Really quite beautiful. So what do you think of Amealco?
I think it's very cute. Our friends Adam and Jonathan were saying that this is a town that pretty much shuts down in the evening, where they were saying that Bernal, like, people get drunk and hang out on the streets and that sort of stuff. But this is a cute little quaint, chill, mellow place with a lot of vendors, a lot of artisans, or not artisans, what am I trying to say?
Artisans.
A lot of artisans. They have the best ice cream, artisan ice cream. You've got to have it, the best. Mark likes the lemon. I just had cafe, but I have another favorite, but I don't know what it's called. It's got like these little seeds in it, and it's like a purplish color. Anyhow, cute little town. You should do a 360, babe.
Here you see a statue of Alfredo Bonfil. He was a Mexican peasant, politician, and leader, member of the Institutional Revolutionary Party. He was a leader of the National Peasant Confederation. He carried out his entire political career always as a leader of the peasant sector of the PRI, initially in Queretaro and later in several states of the Republic, where he came to serve as a delegate of the CNC. In 1970, he was elected Secretary General of the Confederation National Campesina. During his leadership, he clashed on several occasions with members of his own party. In 1973, he died in a plane accident. There was always a suspicion that it was a caused accident since the plane exploded in midair a moment after taking off from the Veracruz International Airport. He was just 36 years old when he died. Amealco is a small and beautiful town. You can really cover it in a couple hours. We did it in conjunction with a trip to Bernal, which really made it a full but pretty good day. If you like what we're doing, we hope you'll consider subscribing. If you like the little bit of history I provided, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching our video from the Two Travelers in Mexico.